I texted my wife's AP from her phone. His reply indicates she cheated on me. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today, we've got a story from r/survivinginfidelity where Op texted his wife's AP, and his reply indicated that she cheated on Op. Before we start, if you have any personal stories of how you got out of a toxic relationship with your cheating wife or girlfriend that you want to share, feel free to email them to me. Let's get started. Original story. My wife and I met in college, got married after grad school, and had 2 beautiful children together. There were some issues, but living together was generally very good. 3 years ago we were sitting at the kitchen table during tax season. We were discussing finances, not just the monthly budget but the big stuff. I found it a bit odd that she was texting during such an important conversation. It wasn't texting the kids, they were both homes. To this day, I have no idea what compelled me to snatch her phone from her hand mid-text. I had never suspected a thing, at least consciously. A look of horror immediately came over her, so I darted into the other room with the phone and locked the door. The text string was about planning a weekend in Vegas with her AP. I was blown away. She was banging on the door, yelling and sobbing. I texted the guy pretending to be her. I wrote something like, "I can't wait to be between the sheets with you again." His response affirmed that they were sleeping together. While locked in the room, I called my brother. He came over and convinced my wife to stay with him for a few days. Drama naturally ensued, but after a couple of months of me living on the boat, we decided to try to reconcile. We had weekly therapy sessions together and alone. We each went to 2 sessions a week for about a year. Some ground rules were set. One rule was that she was never to contact AP again. It wasn't a sacrifice as she had no professional or social connections with him other than the affair. It was a real grind. I had strong emotions of anger, fear, pain, hopefulness, and despair. Gradually, things started to arrive at a new normal. I started enjoying life with her again. I thought that we were a success story. I used to run a search for AP's phone number in our phone provider's call log often, with her knowledge. I did this search less and less as time went on. About a year ago, again without suspicion, I ran the search and there it was. 2 minutes long calls between them and then 2 calls that were over 30 minutes each. I called AP's number and the voicemail announced his name. I felt that it would be ill-advised for me to leave a recording of my thoughts for him, so I hung up. I was crushed. All of the regained trust evaporated instantly. I laid the groundwork by quietly moving some money around, changing passwords, retaining a lawyer, and securing a place to live. After that, I confronted her. I told her that she had broken the ground rule and that I would be leaving and filing for divorce. I went on to say that there was nothing that she could say or do that would change my mind and that discussion on the matter was pointless. Of course, drama ensued. I've been gone for about a year now. We co-parent well and the divorce process has gone smoothly. Our children are well and mostly happy. I guess those are successes. Update. Let's break this update down for you. Soon-to-be ex-wife. Her income will be sufficient to support her. I pay part of the mortgage on the house and monthly support for our daughter. We are selling the house when my daughter graduates from high school and splitting the equity. That will be enough for her to make a down payment for a new place to live. She will be fine. I have no idea if she has a relationship with AP. She may be dating him or someone else, but probably hasn't had any men at the house. Our daughter would have told me. Affair partner. She met him at work before she switched careers. He had no interaction with our social circle. I vaguely recall meeting him at one of her former employer's holiday parties. On the first D-Day, soon-to-be ex-wife told me that he was single. I didn't bother to ask after the second D-Day. I don't participate in many social media, but I have searched the web for him. Nothing that indicates his relationship status comes up. If I find out that he is in a relationship, I will certainly tell his significant other. Kids. Our son is in a rigorous program at college and has a very demanding internship in the summer. When he is in the area, which isn't very often, he splits his time between us and enjoys staying on the boat some nights. I live in the entertainment district downtown, so, when he's in town, he often crashes through my door late at night on the weekends with his buddies to sleep it off. I enjoy making a big breakfast for the boys the following morning. Our daughter lives with her mom during the week and with me on the weekends. She is an athlete with a fair number of friends, so most of my weekend days are spent driving her to practice or to a friend's house. She likes to invite friends to my place for a night on the town and a sleepover. Again, breakfast is fun. They both know that mom was unfaithful. I don't bring it up. They haven't asked many questions and I prefer to leave it that way. Both have had a few sessions with a therapist, and the therapist told me that she doesn't think additional sessions are needed. The divorce. We have taken a collaborative approach. We are splitting things fairly equally. We won't have any financial obligations to each other once our daughter graduates from high school and the house is sold. Some of our assets are difficult to place a value on, and the complexity of that has prolonged the process. Why did she cheat? This question haunts me. My heart desperately wants an explanation. It just wants an explanation to make sense of it all. Just. Why? Was I not enough? Was I not satisfying in the bedroom? Is my dad bod a turnoff? Did I say or do the wrong things? Was I not attentive enough? Is AP just better? What's wrong with me? I could go on and on. My mind, on the other hand, knows a few things. To me, there is no valid reason to cheat. No one forced her to remain in the marriage. She could have filed divorce papers, told me, and then jumped right into a relationship with someone else. Not much could have stopped that. I believe that she wanted the benefits of something new without the cost of losing what she had. I'm not sure if she assumed that I had stopped checking phone records or if she, on some level, wanted to be caught. What I do know is that by listening to her supposed reason for cheating, I would be allowing her to justify her actions. I am not willing to give her the comfort that comes with justification. Before we take a look at some replies by other Redditors, take a moment to like the video to show your support to the channel. Don't forget to leave your own opinion on the story in the comments down below. Now let's look at some comments. OK Carmen 1992 wrote. There is no reason she could give that wasn't BS unless she just said, I'm selfish and I don't care who gets hurt as long as I get what I want. I wouldn't give her the opportunity to justify it either. Reddit Avenger wrote. I am not going to address your whole post. I would tell you this though. They cheat because they want to, it feels good and they can, and most importantly they don't have the character and the courage not to. That's it. There is no reason that is going to make it less awful or understandable. I understand the want to find this because then maybe it won't hurt so much. But actually, if you just accept this and let go, it's the most logical and quickest way to heal. Searching for some profound reason or something you could have done is a trap that many people get stuck in for years. The brutal truth is that lots of people just don't have the stuff to be married to someone their entire life, they have issues, or they just get bored. They go for the new shiny thing. That is really awful, but again it's true. Cheating isn't a reflection of the marriage or the person they are married to, it's only a reflection of the cheater's character. People in truly awful marriages stay faithful and people in really great ones cheat. The marriage itself has nothing to do with it. Cheating is a dysfunctional way to solve problems. That's it. One place where I do see a danger for you, and where you may have gotten yourself into trouble, is this idea that you need to be enough for your spouse. Now I do believe that staying in shape and just being the best you can be is a good mating strategy. However, your job as a spouse is not to fulfill something that is missing or satisfy your spouse's every need. Your job is to love them, be loyal and faithful. But in the end, striving and working to make someone not abuse you by cheating is not what love is about. Someone who only loves you on your best day doesn't love you at all. Besides, if someone is unhappy they talk about their problems and at worst they divorce, they don't cheat. Cheating is abuse, period. There is this idea that marriage will complete a broken person, but the truth is when this person gets married all you have is a broken person that's now married. Only they can do the hard work that fixes it. So don't look for an answer that makes it less painful. Instead, grieve, mourn, but ultimately accept it and move on. Everything in life ends, we all must learn to live with this. DRGNMSTR97 wrote. You stated it exactly as it is, there is no valid reason to cheat. However, I commiserate with you on the wanting to know why. It would also haunt me. But I disagree with your characterization that it would just allow her to justify her action. You know there is no justification, so you could easily cut through that BS if she tried any of it. However, your characterization of her as a cake eater is most likely accurate. What other reason could there be for someone in an otherwise good relationship to betray their partner? I would want to know why she did it, and I would cut through her BS until she actually gave an authentic answer. She may not be able to accept that she is simply that selfish, so she may very well just give you BS reasons. Even if that were the case, you would then know she had no other reason than she wanted to do it. Did she ever give you any indication over your 24 years together that she was that selfish or that she was capable of such a betrayal without any thought to the consequences? What I will never understand is how they weigh the meaningless illicit sex against their entire decades-long relationship and come out on the side of yes, this illicit meaningless sex is worth risking my entire life and future. Passionate Traveler wrote. If you've made up your mind about that relationship, you do not need to find out why she cheated. Most people who cheat have low self-esteem and are narcissistic, but they will make it your fault if you ask. My ex talked about me glowingly when we were still married, but when I caught him cheating he said I didn't love him enough. I didn't praise him enough, didn't make him feel loved enough, and it was my fault that he cheated. So do not give them that satisfaction to make you feel worse about yourself. After the divorce, I chose to forgive him and forgive myself for letting him blame it on me and move on with my life. I have been staying single and happier than I ever was. I wish you luck. What do you think about all of this? Should Op had given his wife a second chance, or was that his biggest mistake? Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss an upload.